in that one. There we go. Now we're live, I think. Are we? Yes, we are. Hi.
We can't talk. You told us to shut up.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I've got my
Welcome.
arse all the way out.
To episode 339 of the UK Vape Show. Yes, we're back. Kind of, mostly. I'm not in tramadol, by the way. I'm just in lots of pain. So if you see me laughing for no apparent reason, I'm laughing to hide the pain.
Anyway, it will be a really interesting show, and we will cheer up at some fucking point.
Who will we pick on first? We'll pick on Adam since he was drinking something.
Hey!
You should know by now.
I know. Schoolboy error. Schoolboy error. Good evening,
I'm
ladies and
safe to have a
gentlemen.
drink now. Yay.
Yeah, oh, fucking... You lot quench your thirst.
Yes, we will. Thank you very much.
Yeah, wait. We'll all have a... Fuck it. Come on. Let's stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, we've got 2 hours to fill. Go
That's
on.
normally at the end, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I am on the B60, the Boost. Beautiful.
Good bit of kit, that, the Boost.
I love the B60. We've just literally just been talking about this before we went live. The B60, very rarely do you ever get a piece of kit nowadays where you go, fuck, what have I done with my kit? B60 is that one. That is the one for me. In there, I have got some banana and kiwi ice by Bar Edition from Riot.
All right.
I was a little bit dubious at first, but then I sold some to a customer the other day and went, all right, that smells really good. Thinking, is it going to vape as good as it smells? Yes, it does. It's really good.
Very nice.
Very nice. And then I'm on the Pulse AIO with the itty bitty little diddy.
Nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that drip tip. It's too fucking
Do you know
short.
what? I put it on.
I had to rub Jeff too.
Poor Jeff. I decided to put it on because I've been trained. I keep forgetting it's a 510 drip tip, but I just don't like it. It makes everything a little bit too whistly. In that, I have got some Mana by Amatorium. The very, very last little bit of it as well, so I'm very sad. And then, finally, Lost Vape Squonk thing with the
I
Dead Rabbit
remember
SQ.
that.
Yeah, it's a cracking piece of kit. Cracking piece of kit, but we're going rebuildable tonight because I didn't just want to be poddy. With the Dead Rabbit SQ on there, I've got some of our wonderful sponsors, Lemon Lush in there. Lemon Lush, very, very nice. And do you know what? Running it at 45 watts because for some reason, since Pod Systems, I cannot vape above 55 watts. Right? Don't know what it is. I when it gets to about 60 watts, I'm like, fuck, that's too hot for me. So, 45 watts. Bit of a ramp up. I've got some John the Builder coils in there. A little bit of a ramp up, but do you know what? It's nice.
Very nice.
And that's
Very
me.
nice.
And that was Adam from... What's that behind you? Moving
3D
on
printer.
to the man with the green screen, Mr. Sean.
What's that
That would
behind
be
you?
me. It's a fucking 3D printer.
A ginormous bit of gum.
Yeah, tonight I am on the B100 kit, and I was just saying to Adam about the coils on this. I've only just changed the coil in it 2 days ago
Cheers, Joseph.
since I bought it. The coils are phenomenal. Like, in there, I have got. So I'm back on the Ribery for a little bit till I get some more Paradox off Jane. I am also on the Heavy Hitter by Tenacious Takes Vapes and who?
It's a bomb.
Times Vape. And
No, the bomb's
with the
coming up.
Nightmare RDA on top. And then
Did you
I
just
am
blow a
also
kiss,
on
Adrian?
my lovely present from Lynn.
See,
I'm
that's
on
the bomb right there.
1111 Reborn stacked with the Druger on top. And in that, I have got some of the Darkest Secret from Shy Tots, which is very, very nice. And I've got some Lemon Meringue in the Heavy Hitter. And that is me.
And that was Mr. Sean. On to Mr. Aiden. Hi.
I've dug this out because I found a coil for it. Vapor SO, I think it's the 90, I think. And in there,
Oh, I've got one of those.
And I've got the last bit of Blaze in there. The shop round the corner stopped selling it, so I've had to get some from Washington Vape. So I've got it on a special at the minute, only £2 a bottle, which is really good.
Yeah, that's
so
a
I've got a
good
load
deal.
of them. I've got the new Oxford Exen Pro. Really nice. And again, in there, because they didn't have any more Blaze, I went and got myself some... Well, Lou got it, actually. IVG, this is the Blue Raz Lemonade. That isn't actually too bad. And then because I dug it out last week, I thought we'd go a little bit retro. This was given to me by Mr. Coyley. And it is the Banshee. And on top of that, I've got the K-Fun Square. And this stuff's absolutely mank. This is IVG, Peachy something and whatever else it is. Flatline. Mank. What I love about it...
I think you'll have to give it a couple of pulls, get it warmed up.
Yeah. For some reason, he just wants to tell me it's Polish, but...
Go on.
Come on, do something really... Nobody says I love you and stuff. I'm going to be nicked salted out in a minute. No, it just wants to tell me that it's Polish for some reason. I don't know why.
No, it says polish. It means it's got liquid on it.
Just say other words as well, I promise you. So yeah, that's the Banshee, the square.
Does it say wheelbarrow? Does it say wheelbarrow?
No, it says I love you, and then it says Sigo. I don't know why it says Sigo.
How's the wick angle?
Hey, look, we've got baby.
Sigo.
Vape it, baby, Sigo.
Yes, I quite like that, and that's me. But yeah, the IVG is proper shite.
So that was Aiden onto these. It's the usual, although one thing's changed in my usual setup, but everything else is still the same. Still got the G-Class. Paintwork is holding up just fine because it doesn't have a dodgy panel on it. Mike Vape's Eclipse Dual on it. I have got Mike Vape's Blaze Solo, which has replaced the Blotto that I've been using for the past 9 months. So yeah, if you're after a single coil tank, go and get Mike Vape's Blaze Solo. It's a phenomenal bit of kit, sitting on top of the other SL2 thing. And then of course I have got that with the long name, because I can't remember the name of it, and I've got it sitting on top of the Vape Fly Brunhilde. I usually have it sitting on...
I want to say, I thought you've had that stealthy just lately.
Hold on. What the fuck? I've got a little stealth thing. It's the little fucking Tesla Stealth Mini, but I've got it in charge somewhere on this. There it is. It's on charge on the desk there.
It's just punched straight through his microphone.
Yeah, straight through the microphone. I've got it in charge because the battery went flat, so it was back in this thing again. And there we go. See y'all next week, folks. Bye.
See you after. It's been emotional.
It's been very emotional.
Oh, yeah.
So
Are
we going to talk about Expo? We're going to wait until May the 4th be with you next week.
No, we'll let you have your Star Wars moment.
No, I'm not doing the Star Wars thing. I'm a Trekkie.
I'm going to turn up as Jabba the Hutt.
I'll be Grogu.
We could talk a little bit about Expo on both, couldn't we?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I know you wasn't going to go, but now you're going, aren't you, Vic?
Yeah, I'm going because I sold off a bunch of old lights, and my cousin's buying one of the old server computers as well, so I've got enough money. Enough money to go.
But you're not going to go to the awards?
Nah, I already gave up my seat. And plus, I'm going to be taking it easy. I mean, the reviews might be back, and you can tell by all the fucking shit that's surrounding me, but the health isn't still quite there, so I'm going to be taking it easy when I'm at the expo.
So does that mean I have to bring you home a doggy bag?
That'll do, mate.
I'm not going to be able to start passing my food off to anybody. There's no flat cap, so I can't lob potatoes at him. Adam's not going to be there.
No.
Mate, I'm there. You can pass any food off to me.
I'm just going to be forced feeding Grizz all night.
The thing is, for the people who have never been, do you know what, right? And this is honest truth, and it's the best thing. It is an amazing weekend, but it is tiring. It is tiring. Do you know what? You're on such a high all day long, and whether that be from seeing friends, seeing new things, seeing shiny lights all day, listening to music all day, it is such a high.
You don't get a choice but to listen to the music, to be fair.
Well, no, you don't. But it's such a high that when you finish that first day, that second day, you just go.
Yeah, I'm usually fucking knackered by Saturday night, and I'm struggling to go through Sunday.
Well, that's the reason why we're staying till Monday, because normally...
Yeah, that's what I do all the time. Yeah.
Because normally what happens is you get there on the Thursday night, you're giddy because you've got there, and you want to say hello to everybody you haven't seen for ages, and you have a good old few beers, then you're up. It's B2B day on the Friday, so you're up having a look at what it's like. And again,
That's
you're all
when
having
we
to go-
normally say hello to each other. Like,
Yeah.
when you've got the people that are not stopping in hotel and stuff like that, the B2B days when
Yeah.
you're doing your socialising, your networking, your everything else.
And then you sort of. I normally leave there a little bit early, about 3 o'clock. So the last few times we've gone to the awards, haven't we? So normally on the Friday night, you're going to awards. Again, you've had a good old drinky poos. Saturday, I always try and get up early because I love watching the people come in first.
Yeah.
And it's one of the nicer bits of doing it. And again, Saturday night's sort of like your blowout night where everybody meets at the hotel and we all have a good old drinky poos again. So Sunday, you're really hungover.
Yeah, Sunday, you're rough.
You're rough. And what you've got to do then is you've got to pack all your stuff up because I've been last time I left at about 1 o'clock with Mark because Paul McCartney got COVID. Or I've been going on the train, so my train's normally like 3 o'clock. So I'm carting around a great big suitcase, and you seem to miss that Sunday. So I conned Grizz into saying, look, we'll stay till the Monday, so you can literally enjoy that Sunday.
Yeah.
Get a good night's kip, and then you're home, aren't you, on the Monday?
You keep saying on the Monday.
On the Monday.
On the Monday.
Just to reiterate
On the
it.
Monday.
Plus, it'd be nice to do a bit of editing. Sit in the bar, do a bit of editing.
What are you guys looking forward to? Because I've seen a few of the exhibitors, and it actually looks pretty decent.
I'm really looking forward to the home zone as usual.
Yeah,
the
same here.
home
The
zone
home
was
zone.
class last time, and it's been made a bit bigger this time, I think. I'm really looking forward to that.
Home zone and just meeting up with folks again. The social side.
I'm really looking forward to doing the vlog for it. I always like doing that, and I'm going to try my hardest to get one out each of the nights. Get it all edited.
Well, I mean, the good thing
get it
is you've got
uploaded.
one of these little fellas now, Aiden, so it should be
Yeah.
easy.
So that is so easy to.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I
That's
haven't
easy.
put out
Click
the
3
lun-
times.
Yeah,
Three
click
times.
3 times. Yeah.
For fuck's
I
sake,
haven't
it
put
ain't
out
working.
the full vlog yet of when we went to London. I really need to start getting back into editing it. But by the end of when we were doing like the final day, I got the hang of it because you have to get the hang of that, don't you?
Oh,
really?
yeah, you've got to click it in a certain way 3 times for it to
Yeah,
spin.
for it to turn around, as well as you can have it where you just walk around with it like that. In 4K, it's absolutely amazing.
See, I don't do
battery goes
4K
down
because
fast.
the battery runs out way too fucking fast in 4K.
Yeah,
The same as anything. I use GoPros, and the GoPros, the moment you go above 266, like 2.5K,
Yeah.
wave goodbye to battery power.
Well, the thing that I'm going to be buying for it before we go is the one where you put it into the stick and it charges it. That's a 5,000 mAh battery. I think you've got one, haven't you?
If I can find it.
He's got that massive thing. So you see Vic walking around with what looked like the aerial from a CB radio.
Did you?
This
Yeah.
fella.
Yeah. Well, mine's the way the one that I'm buying is it just sits in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that, like you've got this one just sits in it. That's just like huge,
Yeah,
isn't
because
it?
this one, you do that, and it clips in to that. Those there.
And then charges it.
And this bit here holds the phone, and then this connects wirely to the phone, so the phone's your screen, and you can walk around like an idiot like this.
Whee!
That's fucking
Yeah, so
cost of the
I'm looking forward
fortune.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to vlogging it all. I want to get some interviews as well with people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Interviews are so good, especially if you get. I've spoke to a couple of people while I've been at Expo. I did one with the guys at Vapeable, and OFRF.
Or for fur.
And do you know what? If you go back and watch that vlog, I actually get it from the horse's mouth how to pronounce orf, and it is off, as in vape off, take off. But they've stuck a random R in there because they couldn't have an R. They couldn't have off.
Off. Or
So-
They
Why
obviously
couldn't they have off?
Because they wanted to call it originally vape off. But there's already a random trademark somewhere for vape off.
I don't know
Now, off is like stupendously trademarked by other companies, so the company itself couldn't use off, so they used OFRF and randomly decided to call it off. But
Fair enough.
I'll be definitely coming to see you, buddy, and all that.
Well,
Well, they got bought out, didn't they? So now they can be called out.
Watofo.
We're going to be
Smart.
hanging around that area anyway, where CC Coils is the home zone or something they're calling it.
Yeah, home zone, yeah.
Because that's where all the seating is.
Yeah. That
If I
home zone
remember
was
right,
actually
if I
brilliant.
remember right, in May I ended up going to sleep on one of the couches in the
Yeah.
zone.
That's
was
where,
done,
the
I'm
point where we
over.
think that when we're going to get all the stuff out of the van and sleep in there, but you wouldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I'm on about May. I wouldn't do it in October. No, I was so tempted. It was devastating. This is one of the things about like the weekend thing. Like I've had a lot of people say to me, "Why'd you go there for a full weekend and all that shit?" And I'm like, you don't realize like the social side of it, meeting up with people that you talk to nearly every day on screen and having a proper giggle and a proper drink with them and stuff like that. It's fucking brilliant.
So I remember the first year that we went, and back then you couldn't get a business to business day ticket. So you know all of the subscribers, all the viewers of things like Last of the Summer Vapes, the Saturday night stuff that you used to do, Vic, as well, and everything else. All of the subscribers to the UK Vape Network and everything else couldn't come and see us on the Friday. So it kind of became the norm that you went Friday, Saturday at least.
Yep. Friday and Saturday.
So you got to meet everyone. Now, obviously, they've opened the VIP. You can go in on the business to business and everything else. So, but the weekend, you need the weekend. You need at least 2 days.
Oh yeah, you do.
It's not so much maybe nowadays. It isn't as big as it sort of got before the pandemic. I remember the first one I went to, and it were big. But then, like the second one, it got bigger, and then it were bigger again.
2 halls open, 3 halls open.
Yeah. And I hope this time, I think that what I've actually seen, there is some of the outside bits again, you know, where there's people coming over with stands and stuff.
Yeah, the little stalls where all the bargains usually are.
Yeah. And that's what the Sundays were for as well. I remember one time me and Mark didn't leave until late on, I think it was about 6 o'clock at night or something, and they were selling stuff off, a tenner for something that would be 30 quid.
Oh yeah,
that's where we got Wasp Nanos from and stuff like that.
Girls just said there, do you think it'll ever go back to being what it was?
No,
Eventually.
because you don't come anymore. We miss you.
Yeah.
See, we were really lucky because we were on the network. You'd have Gaily Bops there, you'd have Bunny, and then when Jules joined as well, you were looked after. There were food, there were water, your bags were safe. It was just like we were all looked after. So when she don't go, or when the whole crew don't go, they're missed.
I must admit,
That's what we did. There was Dan there because the first time I went, me and Mark and Jan and Lou, we stayed at the Premier Inn where everybody stays now.
Yep.
They stayed at the other Premier Inn, didn't you?
Yeah, the one at Marston Green.
I still have an awesome time now, though. May was epic. May was brilliant. Doing the awards evening and all that kind of thing was unreal. And like just the whole weekend meeting up with people, having a drink outside the hotel on the grass. You know, opening bottles of wine with various implements. It was just a fucking good laugh. I tried everything.
The thing is, it is what you make it. It's what you make it. If you go there thinking that you're just going to have a poor time, the worst thing that you can do is walk in thinking the place is going to be poor, because it's the people that make it. It's not the
all
product.
about the social side. It's the social side.
Again, I don't think it'll ever go back to how it was because vaping isn't how it was, say 2016, 2017, 2018. It's not the same.
I'll tell you something from the point of view that working in a vape shop, right? And I'm sure Bunny and Mark will be able to back me up on this, right? Slowly but surely, we are now seeing the resurgence of a vapor. I'm not going to say the vaping scene because it's never going to be like it was. But we are starting to see the resurgence of vapors. And whether that be, we're just starting to see them starting to progress from pod kits over. And this is good for Expo. This is good for future vape events. This is good for all that kind of stuff. Because the moment that the market starts to swing, that's the time that Geek Vape, Smog, Aspire, all these other companies have to start creating mods for the people, or tanks for the people that are buying them. Because when they start to realize that we're not buying disposables, but when they realise that we're not buying pods, that's when the market shifts because they're only playing to what we're buying, and we are starting to see that resurgence. So eventually, maybe.
I think as well, there's obviously other shows as well that are out there now, and they've got their sort of group, and that's nice to see. Last time I was there were Pugs and Simon 62. They were all having their sort of like little meet, and that's nice to see because that's what we did. The UK network, we used to say like I think it was like a Saturday afternoon at whatever time, meet us here at the bar. And people used to come down and see us, and the shows that they used to like, they used to see the casters. But it is. I think I'm not trying to say that vaping's dead or anything like that. I think it's still live and kicking, and I think there's still a lot of lovely groups out there that are keeping it going.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, Liam.
Thank you. I think.
So,
I think
do you know what? It's been quite a while since we had a Compass Mentis Vic. Is there a reason that we haven't had a Compass Mentis Vic for
You
a
just
couple
can't
of weeks?
fucking wait for
Sean.
this section, eh? Just
I
can't
know, I
fucking
can't.
wait.
He throws it in straight away. As soon as there's a little gap, he's like, "Boom, get that in." He loves it. Yeah, yeah. So Vic, obviously, there's been a few issues with Vic over the last few weeks, having a few struggles and stuff. But
Vic, turn sharing on.
Oh fuck!
I was going to say it, but last time he'd already done it, so I don't know.
Vic has found
we
his
go.
love for Disney again, and he has actually found a nice group that he can sit in and have a giggle and stuff like that. It's not a job as such.
Where's this going? This.
He's really enjoying it. So obviously it's to do with cosplay in the
Fuck off!
Disney industry, for want of a better word. So Vic has started this. Wait there, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit just so you can see it properly in all its glory. So Vic has been doing this. There he is. Vic is the Little Mermaid.
Okay, now.
And you've been loving it, haven't you, Vic?
Looks like Billy Ray Cyrus in a dress.
It does look like a mullet.
Yeah. It looks like he's about to do achy breaky heart.
That is fucking scary.
Yeah, he's got a bogan haircut. Yeah, so he's been floundering about.
Floundering about, I like that. Bit on the pun.
Yeah. You see what I did there?
Don't make a haddock out of it.
Hey.
Can't swim for shit, like. But
No, I
he's
can't.
trying-
That's why he's in
that's
baby
why he's
pool.
in the baby pool.
Can you imagine that turning up and you just like sort of have a little bit of rest at the side? You've just got out at Whirlpool and then that comes past.
Oh yeah. Followed by a turd.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
darling,
yeah, you enjoyed that, didn't you, Vic? It was all right, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. I gave up after a day. I can't swim worth a fuck.
I know, but they were very welcoming and made you feel all special and shit. didn't
Also,
Oh, yeah,
the bra
did it.
used to chafe him.
Yeah, I did that. Only lasted a day though, so yeah, I still need to do the YouTube stuff, folks. Sorry.
It sounds-
Do you know if you could sort of have a mermaid, would you have it the way that a mermaid is, like the top end, but then there's nothing down at the bottom, or would you have it the other way around?
that's
No,
always
I'd
the
be
question, isn't it?
I'd be one of them evil mermaids from fucking Pirates of the Caribbean.
I think
Ooh.
it's Family Guy when the mermaid like pulls up to him and it's got a fish head,
Yeah.
and he stands there and it goes, "What else do you want? What do you want to do to me? Because like you can't do anything below the tail."
I don't know.
Just see what John said. John reminds me of Mick Foley from the wrestling, and it does.
Yes, Cactus Jack. Mankind.
Yeah, that's a job for another week.
Vic and his wrestling.
Oh, he's done. We've done wrestling, haven't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
have we?
Yeah.
Have we?
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh, we did, yeah.
yeah,
And
we did.
All
The
of us were
wrestling
in there.
thing.
All of us were in there. I think it was Triple H. I think I was happy with that.
But who were I? I think I was Mick Foley, wasn't
Was it?
No, I know. I know Adam was John Cena.
Can't see me.
Yeah.
So you're on about with the obviously with the vape shop. So you're seeing a little turn of the tides of what people are buying then, or
So yeah, so Mark's even just put it in chat that we're starting to see. I wouldn't say the downfall of disposables because we're actually getting to a point where people are using disposables responsibly. We have quite a few customers who will walk in and go, "I forgot my kit," or "I need a bottle of juice," or anything like that, and then they'll go, "Oh shit, I've got juice in my car. Can I pick a disposable up?" And you go, "Yeah, by all means, pick one up." But you know full well that they're going to come back in for 3 liquids. Now, the other side of it is, so our best-selling kits are things like the Aspire Flexus. Vinci Qs are a big seller. The little tiny pod kits, because what we're starting to see is the transition period of those people. Now, one thing that we also see very, very slowly right at this moment in time, may I add, is we are starting to see the people who go, right, my pod kit's not lasting me all day. I need something slightly bigger. So we're actually starting to see that transition. We're actually starting to see that moment where people are going from...
They're moving on to AIOs.
They're moving on to single 18650s. But do you know... I think I said this last week or the week before or a couple of weeks ago. The difference between the modern day vapor, and this is where I think, and don't quote me on this, but we could see a resurgence in the review side, without saying it's going to take off like it used to or anything like that. But we're starting to see the people who haven't got the knowledge, and that's that.
Right.
No matter where they go into a vape shop and they get knowledge, and the reputable vape shops do this. We give the knowledge, we give the a future plan. I normally give, like, you're going to start on this, let's start on this, and then move over. Especially the people who are starting to progress. Now, the big thing with it, and this is where sort of my mindset goes, whether it be different platforms or anything else, but I think we might start to see the resurgence of people wanting that knowledge. Now, whether they take it from a YouTube review or anything else, they're going to want that knowledge.
I think one of the biggest reasons why I sort of backed off from the reviewing side of it was because of the whole shit show that you keep getting from YouTube.
Exactly.
Oh, God,
and it's one of the major things because you can't say this, you can't say that. I'm not
You can't
selling
show
it.
URLs, you can't say the website name, you can't show the website name, you can't do this. It's a fucking nightmare.
I'm still, like, I think you did a short about it. You got hit for a WhatsApp that you showed a knife that they're giving out.
Yeah, it was the one. It was the one the Smodus sent.
one.
It was the one the Smodus sent. I just showed it and they fucking dinged me. Oh, what the fuck?
So,
Saying you were selling them, weren't it?
yeah, and I wasn't.
the problem that we have, and honestly, and I'm not negging on anyone or anything, but we have tried Vape Tube. We have tried multiple different areas of trying to bring the vaping community to their very own little space. And the problem that we've got, and this is 100% the world, the problem that we've got is we as viewers are now very lazy. We are very lazy, and we like to consume all of our information in one place, whether that be watching someone game, watching someone camp, watching someone vlog, watching some any of them things. Now the problem with YouTube is you can get it all there.
Yeah.
It's not specific. It's not. You can go down whichever rabbit hole you want to go down. Now,
And you can be there for hours.
you can absolutely lose yourself. Now, the problem with VapeTube and these other sort of platforms that we've seen, they're too specific. So what happens is you will follow your favorite reviewer over there, you will watch their reviews, but you're not releasing 3 videos a day, 7 days a week. You're releasing 4 to 5 a week. Now, that 4 to 5 a week is 20 minutes worth of video. That's not enough to sustain someone's interest there. So the platform that really needs to move, we're seeing things like kick up because a lot of the gamblers can't gamble on YouTube and Twitch. So there's a new streaming service called Kick.
Never heard of it.
I haven't looked into it, but it's where a lot of the more grown-up people are going. So, like I said, gamblers and things like that who can't stream on YouTube and can't stream on Twitch because Twitch banned all their gambling. They're now starting to move on. Zan's on Kick.
I used to like they used to go to like the Vegas casinos, you know, the when they put the pennies in and the drop and all that sort of gone on.
The slot machines.
Yeah, but again, what they've done, YouTube, is you put all that time and all that effort into it, and you can plainly see that you're not selling anything.
Scuba.
There's no tags to the websites. You stopped all that. It's just I can't even see how a bot's getting because you're not saying anything.
No, and this is kind of where it lies. So, I think if you manage to just fall on that, and I think it was Sirio said Rumble is gaining momentum. The hard thing for us, right, and this is 100% the truth, right? It's starting over again. It's starting over again from a fresh background. Yes, you're going to bring a few people over who've already subscribed, but you're all starting off again. Now, if you're trying to run multiple platforms, it's really quite easy to do that.
It's easy to do it because I'm doing it.
Yeah, once you've got that following, you can do that. But when you start to do a fresh build, the same enthusiasm in your own head, and you can call this any kind of work that you do. The enthusiasm that you have in your head is not the same, especially when you're doing the same kind of thing over and over again. Now, I just firmly believe that we need to find that one place where you can do that. Now, someone like Vic, Aiden, you can get yourself over to Twitch or something like that and stream a review. But I do think that
the problem with Twitch though is it disappears after like 30 days, doesn't it? And then that Rumble, it was like I had one. I'm still on that Rumble. My stuff goes up on there, but I've not even checked it. It has one name, so you have like Little Bro Vapes reviews, and then underneath it you have another Little Bro Vapes reviews. It's just all complicated.
Yeah, it's the way they set it up.
With Twitch, if you get the partner status, which I've got to be honest is an absolute nightmare to get to. With the viewers that Vic gets, he'd probably make it there pretty quick. But in order to get the partner, I think you've got to have 75 unique viewers on average per show for 30 days.
I was actually thinking of using the old Victor First Twitch because I've got two names on Twitch. I've got Victor First and the Vaping with Vic one. I was thinking using the Victor First one to start streaming Star Trek online.
Once you've got the partner, you can actually upload videos, and you can actually, I think it saves your videos on there as well.
Yeah.
But until you get there, affiliate status is very easy to get on Twitch, which is one of the great things about Twitch. It's very easy to get affiliate status, but partner, where it becomes like, you know, where you start making decent money from it, it's an absolute nightmare.
Oh yeah.
I'm in the firm belief that a lot of people are right? Vape reviewing on YouTube for the new starter and the newly established is dead, right? So Vic seconded his OnlyFans channel. And to be fair, it won't be a bad shout to go on OnlyFans, but
especially he's wearing that mermaid outfit.
Exactly.
All you have to do is send loads of pictures of your feet, Vic.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's people out there will buy pictures of your feet. They'll buy your socks on eBay.
Fart in a bag.
Well, whatever you do, don't put it on YouTube because you'll get banned.
Fart in a jar. Fart in a jar.
I am a believer that there will be a resurgence in people, not necessarily, I'm not saying in the way and shape that it used to be. We couldn't just go out there and be put in the algorithm or anything like that. But I do firmly believe that very shortly, as in the next year, not as in like the next 2 weeks, but there will be a slight resurgence in the people who are looking for the information. So, you know, people who have got the Vaping 101 and the how to vape and stuff like that. Exactly. And how to rewrap a battery and how to put a simple build in and how to look after your coils and all these sort of stuff are going to come in very, very useful.
See, this is why I did it, because there's this whole thing that the UK government's trying to do of basically giving away. I think Aiden reported on this on his show yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Something like 1 million starter kits and pod kits are being given away on the NHS to smokers, and I'm like
20%.
Yeah. See, so, if even 5% or 10% of those 1 million smokers move on to stuff like this?
So it's called swap to stop. We're
Yeah.
actually branching into this, by the way, because
I love this idea, me.
swap to stop is an incredible idea. Now, what some vape shops are being told is they can have a 20% discount code that they will get paid back. Now, the NHS and Royal College of Physicians and everyone else who's always supported us are now creating this swap to stop. Now, our offer is bring your fags in, bring your tobacco in, buy 1 bottle of liquid. Buy 1 bottle of liquid and you will get a free kit. Now, it's not a CE4. It's not a CE4 and it's not a simple sort of battery kit, but it is a simple pod kit. We've got things like the O Small, which is by Vaporesso. Simple little pod kit.
Good little pod kit, that one, actually.
Yeah, I've been testing it for weeks. Now, pay £5, or even if someone walks in and they can't afford that £5, they can come in and buy a bottle of clearance liquid for £3 max and get a free pod kit, right?
That's
all
a
they
good
have
deal.
to do in order to claim that deal is to drop their fags or their tobacco off.
That was done at 2X. It was done at the Birmingham one.
Yeah, and the London one.
I think it was something like what were they called? It was something to do with Tom. We did the vape.
Yeah,
Finder
it was the
reviewers.
Vape Finder one down in London.
Yeah, when we went there, they did that as well. But it was the same people, and they gave you a pod kit. So it didn't matter even if you had 1 cigarette in it, whatever. They give you a pod kit. I'm trying to think that there was actually a company, like a distro, who they were connected to.
It was the same one that Tom works with now.
Yeah.
William Dobson's just said there, I saw something about giving pregnant women a £400 voucher for vapes to give up smoking. I would pass as a pregnant woman, wouldn't I?
The actual news article that it was in with the vaping.
Straight to fucking vapors cloud with that
passes
voucher.
one as well.
It was in with the same article, but I think it was actually.
Mermaid.
I think it was actually £400 for them to quit smoking. So even if they didn't go into vaping, if they just quit smoking, they'd get the £400.
See the problem.
What a lot of people. You know what a lot of people are going to do there, aren't they? They're just going to go, yeah, I'm quitting, and then once they've had the baby, they're going to start again.
Yeah. The problem that the NHS and stop smoking services are facing right now, the smokers who are left are the diehards. It's the diehards. They're the hardest ones to try and get to quit. Yeah. That's the smokers that are left now.
And I've always found with these people who are like that have tried vaping.
Oh yeah, they've tried it already.
They've always got either the wrong device, not the right liquids and stuff like that. That is where bricks and mortar are worth their weight in gold.
Yep.
And I said last night on 3 Minute Vape Show that I really hope that when this comes out, it isn't something like a prescription. It's where they've gone to, like, say Bunny Shop or your shop, and they've gone, look, we want you to help with this. They'll give you a voucher. You can redeem this voucher back, and I hope they give it to the bricks and mortar.
Cheers, Becky.
Well, from what I've seen, and again, LinkedIn people, if you haven't joined LinkedIn, it's not like a social platform. It's like a jobs and international tech news platform. But there's been a few people, and one of them was from the IBVTA, who are saying that the way this is going to work is actually going to be a voucher system.
Yeah.
That's the way it's going to be working. That's what they've
we're
heard.
hearing
And
as well.
what the government's going to do is the government's going to make vouchers with a special barcode on them, and vape shops who sign up to this system can take the voucher, scan the barcode, and the money's automatically deposited from the NHS or the government into that vape shop's bank account for a certain amount of money.
They said that they're going to be working with councils, so it's the council that are going to do it.
Something like that, but it is going to be a voucher system.
I think Gaily Bob's really does make a brilliant point. Not everyone starts vaping to stop smoking. Some of us just want a healthier way to get their nick, hence switch.
And you've said this millions of times before, Ian. It's not about the cigarettes it's not about the cigarettes you smoke. It's about the ones you don't smoke.
Yeah.
So what we see a lot on it. We've been around 9 years this year. The shop itself has been around 9 years, and it classes itself as a quit smoking service, not a vape shop. We're not there to pander. We're there to help people quit smoking. Now, what we see on a daily basis is you get your diehards who have been vaping Mirage Blueberry in 18 milligram for 15 years, and that's what they're going to stick to. We've got Hangson shoppers who want cheap liquid that's better than Edge and stuff like that, which Hangson technically is. But then we have the other side. We have the people who are nervous, right? And you know them people who are nervous. I had a guy come in. So when we talk about people quitting for different reasons, when you get the health side, when you've got to deal with that person who has found a shadow on the lung, or is been told that they've got COPD, or they've got something wrong. You know, when they walk in, they are so nervous that you're going to blow a big fat cloud at the face and go, you just want to start vaping. You know when you get someone who stood behind the counter who goes,
yeah, they take little puffs.
Yeah, and just goes like that, they go, oh my God. And the sort of wall falls down. When you explain to someone the facts and the figures, and look, I've been vaping for 10 years, I feel better for it. I'm not saying that your experience is going to be the same.
Gail.
Years and years ago, vape shops were terrible for that. Where you walked in and there were just bearded men stood talking, blowing ginormous, more like blowing ginormous clouds, and it used to be rather intimidating for people to think, oh,
all right, Jackie, all right, pugs. But yeah, I mean, I can go back to something like this would have been 2016 before I moved into the office and before I went bankrupt. But yeah, when I walked into the old Vape Around before they renamed themselves, and it was a wall of vapor that you walked into. And I think
there were always a PlayStation in there.
Oh, there was always a PlayStation. Yeah,
yeah, always a Monster or Red Bull can.
And I think
everywhere.
It was round about 2019, because Vaporize, that's it. Vaporize is a Scottish company. They're based over in the East Coast. It's two Scotsmen that founded it. And I think one of the bosses said, we need to calm down the cloud chucking in all of our 200 shops. Now, if you walk into a VPZ, they're usually using podcasts. The staff, they don't chuck clouds in there anymore.
The thing is, I'll stand there with a customer and I might have a rebuildable. I might have a bigger pod kit. I might have something that's sat over the side.
Oh, yeah.
And when you explain to someone that, look, I'm using my pen kit because it's got 20 milligram in it and it's my little cigarette. That's what it is. I have a couple of puffs on it and then I put it down. But if I'm wanting to and no one's in the shop, I will stand and they'll go, oh, blow as a cloud or something like that. Especially when it's an old bloke and they'll go, I've seen these lads walking around blowing massive clouds, and you go, what, like this? And yeah, like that at me 45 watts.
Because obviously at them sort of days, it were brand new for people, and a lot of what they were using was obviously like the cigarette sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But then when it came in when the wattage race and clouds and stuff like that, they used to have competitions and they'd have nights where they'd get pizza and a few beers and they'd all go in there and stay till 10 o'clock.
Cloud chucking competitions. Oh, fuck. That's it. Just drop everything back.
Quick change of subject. How are you getting on with the move, Vic?
Yeah.
Well,
how are you getting on?
This looks tidy, but the rest of the house looks like an utter fucking bomb site. Because
is your mum okay in the cupboard?
I don't know. I locked her in there ages ago to get more room in her bedroom. It's like, go in there, mum. Go in there. It's nice and cosy. On you go.
He has to keep on going in the room and lobbing toast over the top of the boxes, doesn't he? Yeah, mum.
We did say this, all three of us said it. I don't really think the people who watch you really give a shit whether you're sat in a lovely office or whether you're in your bedroom. If you're sat on the moon, it's you that they're wanting to watch and get the information from. I think you've done really well. It's been a rough time for you, health-wise, and obviously with everything that's gone off. So a big shout out here for keeping your chin up and moving on.
See, I'm just
ladies and gentlemen in chat.
I'm just
ladies and gentlemen in chat. Before Vic
up.
shows us round his setup, Can I have some love hearts in chat for Vic, please?
Ooh.
Let's see some love hearts in chat.
Yeah.
Them shelves are actually square and they are put up with no nails, by the way.
No,
Yeah.
they're screwed in. They're screwed
sell
in.
it- Taped
That,
up.
we don't believe.
They will probably move every week as they fall down and he has to put them back up. They're just, you know what I mean?
I got a drill and I drilled holes in that wall and didn't go
Exactly.
through.
My point proven.
You were like, ah.
Best thing about it is next door neighbours now have got like places to hang the pictures on, which you didn't think they were gonna have, and fucking nails have gone through.
Vic's walking around the room, innit, like this, feeling the walls to see, is there any hook pipes behind there?
But yeah, no,
William
well done,
Dobson,
mate,
I
and,
think they look level. When I was watching Vic's last review, I'm sure they look almost level.
No, I got a spirit. Where the fuck is it? Where the
He
fuck
can't
is
even,
it? Hold
he
on.
doesn't even know what it's called.
I got a
got a
spirit.
spirit.
It's the thingy with the bubble in it. Where
Give
the
us
fuck
a
is it?
sign. Give us a sign.
Yeah.
Are you with us?
You got the thing with the bubble in it. Basically, you got a bottle of Glenfiddich and lent it like that.
You kept doing that last night on your Twitch stream, and I was like, "Is anybody there?" And I was dying to go. Yeah, it's a toffee, Chris.
It was a good stream, that.
But I've actually got one of those. And the level, I would have fucking showed you if I could find the
Thank you,
fucking
Henrik.
thing with the bubble in it.
It's called a spirit level.
Yeah, one of those.
Thank you, Joseph.
But they are
But
level.
like I say, I think you've got to reiterate what Aidan said. I think the fact that you've kept your head up, yes, you've had your wobbles and stuff like that, but the fact that you're still here, you're still doing it and still cracking on.
Well, I've had
And
the wobbles.
You've been through a stressful situation, and
Hence the name. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
no,
That's it. And that's exactly what it is. You've been out there, you've been in that pool, you've wrinkled up.
In his
wrinkly
dress.
dicks.
I think that's what I was trying to get at, Chris.
Dicks
I
that
think
wrinkle.
that's more to do with age, because no, don't start talking about that. Aiden.
No.
I'll pass on that. Well,
So then, boys, while we're talking about extremities-
talking about ball bags, what about emptying some sacks?
Thank
there's
you
a
very
segue
much for
right
that
there.
fucking
That was a
seamless
good
segue.
segue.
That was smoother than my testes.
You're here all night, Aidan. You're here all night.
I'm here all night. Do try the fish.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your time to absolutely take the piss out of me because I've got to close sack. I've got to close the chat down so I can read the sack. I hope you're ready
Read
for
the
this because
sack.
this is Boston. This is absolutely Boston.
Yeah, because we haven't
Saccage.
had one for ages.
Oh,
You haven't had a sack for ages?
Oh, mate, you fucking walked right into that one. Oh, man, I felt that coming from a mile off. And it was a sack. Fully emptied.
Well, in your
you
case,
catch
only
them
half
sausages.
empty.
You catch them sausages.
I'm skiing. Go on, son. You empty your sack.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Wait there. Hi.
Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja
Oh, he's
Turtles.
getting the glasses on. He's getting
That was
serious now.
Shredder.
I'm ready tonight. I'm absolutely ready. Question
Cloud
to all.
Illusions, I have no fucking idea what you've walked in on. It could have been anything. Could have been
Question
anything.
to
mate.
all casters. That's it. Let's all get them on.
You need glasses, Sean.
Oh, do I have to read?
No, because we're all wearing glasses now.
Oh,
Ben Martin.
Date made that.
As soon as I put glasses on, I start turning into my brother.
Oh, don't. I miss Dame Edna.
I know.
Yeah, Barry Humphries, rest in
And
peace.
can we all say a massive RIP to Mr. Jerry Springer, who was
That's
passed
Yeah,
away
right.
as
I
well?
just seen
Went
that in the
today.
news. Jerry Spring. I didn't even know he was in his fucking late 70s. I thought he was like.
I didn't even know he was
60s.
still alive.
Yeah.
Ben Martin writes
dying,
in.
aren't there?
Yeah. It's
Just
not
like-
even COVID. Ben Martin writes in. Question to all casters. Without tempting fate, the spring drought of nothing happening or being released seems to be past. With a slew of new devices, some even with 510s on. What are you looking forward to seeing?
I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing because I've already got the fucker in. This,
Ooh.
What's it called, Vic?
the Alberich.
I love the way he does that. Oh, boy. I'll buy it. Don't be stood in front of him when he's telling you what it is.
That looks nice, that.
They're covered
Gaz
in
Woods,
phlegm.
Gaz Woods has put, will Parkinson be next?
Well, you, as you know, Gaz, we have to check that out every Thursday. My
Yeah,
brother
I
had
know.
already said that he were dead.
I know. I remember that. We all Googled it on the show, didn't we?
Yeah. I'm like Parkinson ain't dead.
I
Still
don't
giving
know
out
that show,
pens
actually.
and
Owen
carriage cloths.
Parkinson.
Do you know what I want to see got rid of? I want to see these shitting things got rid of. You know, these plastic
Oh, the plastic
tank
pod
things.
tanks.
Let's
The
just get
magnetic
rid of them.
things,
I've had
yeah.
enough. Let's go back to having proper tanks.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there's a number of mouth to lung tanks that are coming out. That's the first of 3 that I know of. There's one being released by a company. I can't give fucking non-disclosure agreements and all that shit that I need to sign. But there's one coming out at the end of next month. There's another one coming out. Actually, there's 2 versions of a third one coming out in about 2 months' time. So there's a run of mouth to lung tanks coming out, and I love mouth to lung, so I'm going to be in fucking heaven when those get released. Love mouth to
Do
lung.
you know what? It'd be really nice to see natural progression. So we go from MTL tanks coming out to a restricted direct to lung tanks to then single coils to dual coils. And let's see if we can get everything that may have got wrong over the years right. And let's see natural progression happen.
I think a lot of the airflows on a lot of these new mouth to lung devices as well can give you a really decent mouth to lung sucky golf ball type.
Yeah.
But also the medic so that you can have a restricted direct to lung and actually push a bit of cloudage as well. Not that you just have, you know what I mean? There's a lot of them nowadays. It was like the one from Samoa that just come out, that pod system. The
Pasito Mini?
0.8. Yeah, was it the? I ain't got it here. It's
I
upstairs
can't
somewhere.
remember now.
I'm just looking forward to a bit of selection.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely looking forward to a bit of selection. You
Yeah,
know,
that's the fella, the P2.
The
series
P2
coils,
coils, 0.8 ohm, absolutely brilliant.
So speaking of export, obviously, when I remember when I first went, I think it was like 2017, 2016 or something like that. The first time I went, and there would be mechs at one end of the hall and mechs at the other end of the hall that you would want to go and have a look at them all and then pick one or maybe buy 3 or whatever. And now it's like, I think the only one I was looking, like the only mod that I was looking for last time was the stubby. That was the only thing. The only thing that I was interested in was the stubby. Only thing. And that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. That kind of excitement about like the newest thing coming out and stuff like that.
Don't forget, we're still waiting on the resurgence of things like Kennedy, which rumor had it a bit ago. We're back in production. We've had a lot of rumors.
Had it.
Yeah, we've had a lot of sort of misfires on rumors that we're going to see this, we're going to see that. I would just like them to come through with them.
I'm really looking forward to getting a bit more information on Stan's mech that's supposed to be coming out with Times Vape, because I've loved every single one of his mechs that he's brought out. So I'm waiting to see what's happening with that.
Billy Lee Rice put a brilliant picture up of the stubby. It's pink, and the whole picture looked really good last night on the show. Another one as well that they've just put there, which again we've talked about this for absolutely years. I also want to see more super compact 21700 devices.
Yeah,
I think one of the best ones that came out was from Steam Crave. They came out with that. It were light. Couldn't fit a massive great big tank on it, but it was a single 21700. We've said for years and years and years when the 21700, well, it was 2700 to start off with, and then 21700.
Well, this is kind of compact. That's a 21700 mod.
It is,
that's 21700 as well.
Vic, you
It's
getting
a
wrong with
squonker.
Mike,
It's a squonker, but
Yeah. Sorry, Mike.
so you should be as well.
Yeah, they do need clean. They're a bit of a fucking, especially the Claymore. This is a
patinaed.
fucking phenomenal mech. It does need a bit of a polish. He doesn't make them anymore, though. The
Good
old
night,
Claymore.
Joseph. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joseph. Have a good one, buddy. The Thelma Solo. Again, that were another...
That was a good bit of
the
kit,
Groose.
the Thelema. Your tank's leaking a bit there.
It is, yeah. It's because I've had it sat there and not vaped on it.
Oh, it's just been sitting. Right.
Cracking question, Ben. Thank you very much.
Good question, Ben.
Amanda Gibson writes in.
Bunny!
The wonderful bunny. Good evening,
Hi,
Adam,
Bono.
Aidan, Sean, and Vic. Hope
Hi.
you are all well. Going to be cheeky
I
and
am.
drop two.
Sorry, I thought that was the questions. Shit.
Going to be cheeky and drop two questions here. One, since no one has seen or heard from Pud for a while, now the question is he still under your desk, Vic?
Did you see Vic
I actually
moving
had a
along
cheeky
there?
read. I actually had a
think you-
cheeky read of this
I
earlier
thought he
on.
was going to come out there. I thought Bud was coming out. He was on his way out.
I've always thought he should have come out Pod years ago.
I had a cheeky read of this earlier on, and I tried to think, but I haven't been able to. And number two, if Pud has magically managed to escape the confines of his prison, who out of your fellow casters are you going to replace him with, and why? Oh, that's harsh.
I'm going to
isn't
have to
it?
take one for the fucking team here and volunteer, aren't I?
I think I'm completely out of the question because number one, I don't shut up fucking talking, so he'll never get any sleep, and I won't fit under that desk.
All right, Vic. When do you want me?
I'll kidnap you during Expo.
Oh, sound.
So yeah,
I've got a month.
I had
I've
to
got
let
17 days.
17 days of freedom, and then you're
To
stuck
prep
under the desk in
myself.
a cage. Well, somebody needs to replace Pud. I had to let Pud go because I gave up the studio. Those big long wooden tables are being bought by an IT company up the stairs in about a week's time. So when those tables go,
I've got a couple of 10ml juice bottles to practice on anyway, so we're all right.
The only thing you need now is the baubles.
bobbles,
Baubles.
bobbles,
Bubbles.
bobble.
I-
What was what was the second question? I can't remember now.
It was who we're replacing. Who
Oh,
we
the
getting
Sean.
rid of.
It's Sean.
Sean took one for the team.
Vic, you sounded very fucking keen on that, like. You sounded very keen there, mate.
So then, boys, this is one where us three can just sit back. Michael Culshaw writes in, the wonderful
Oh, God.
Mr. Vape. Do you think the anti-vaping movement in Scotland will become stronger or weaker with Wilmer Wallace in charge?
This is one for Vic. I'm going to run and get
That's
a
why I
beer.
said us three might as well just sit back for a minute.
Okay, Mr. Michael Culshaw, aka Mr. Vape. He's just dangling the political stuff in front of me because he knows I'll fucking bite. And there's Sean fucking off. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Bye. The only thing that's leading. I'll keep it short. The only thing that's leading the anti-e-cig establishment in Scotland is not the anti-e-cig establishment itself. It's the fact the Scottish National, but not all of the SNP, segments of the SNP, are fervently, there's the word for today, people, fervently.
I like
I can
that
say words like that because I'm not doped up in tramadol tonight. Yeah, but segments of the SNP are fervently against e-cigs. They've always been against e-cigs. Now, it's not the majority of the SNP, but it's a very small vocal minority who's backing up the anti-e-cig establishment. The problem that the anti-e-cig establishment now has is the fact that the SNP is falling apart. That's it. The anti-e-cig establishment can try to get a foothold in Scotland, but if I'm right, and I usually am when it comes to politics because I love politics, I don't think the SNP is going to have a clear majority in the next Holyrood Parliament. I think it's going to be Labour.
And there's your answer, Mr. Vape. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the politics.
Before he goes on a fucking rant.
Yeah, stop. Did you notice I stopped that there?
Yeah.
Again, though, just before you move on with that, obviously,
Fucking hell.
yeah, but
Ben, we're cutting it fine here, son.
before they can actually pass anything anyway, if they can't just do it on their own, it's got to be talked about in Great Britain, hasn't it? It's going to be.
If it's to do with legislation to do with Scottish healthcare, we've got the right to do it up here. They can just go, it's a law, and that's it.
So anything to do with the NHS or anything like that? Or,
Yeah, because it's NHS Scotland.
right.
Ben, careful. You're letting him integrate into this conversation. You're going to have to settle this down. Yeah, settle down, son. Jesus. I was getting frightened. We've got about fucking 30 questions to get through here.
if yeah, I don't think
What
there's
were you-
anybody.
He was going to say something there. He stopped himself because it was offensive. I couldn't help.
Yeah, next question before I start ranting.
Next question. So Sean Garb, and this is quite a good one. Do you ever get bored of vaping?
No.
I have no intention to quit, but I need to mix it up a bit. What do you suggest?
Buy more stuff.
Do you know what, right?
Oh, he's
Let's
taking
get
a drink.
controversial, right? Yes, I do get bored of vaping, right? But that's because what can happen sometimes is we can fall into the trap of one kit. Now we're very
Yeah,
fortunate
true.
that we have multiple kits. Now, what you can fall into the trap of is just using one kit, one liquid, right? When you fall into that trap, you've got multiple things to contend with, right? That kit might be playing games, and I'm going to actually reassure your point on you saying buy more stuff. Because if you're using that one kit, let's say your battery starts to give out halfway through the day, or let's say that you get olfactory disease and you stop tasting that wonderful favourite juice that you've got.
Vapor's tongue,
I
basically.
thought he.
Yeah.
Is that the real name for
Some
Vegas
facts are
tongue?
going to do it.
So vapor's tongue
I
is
was
actually
thinking that.
vapor's tongue is actually called olfactory disease, right? Olfactory
These big
disease.
long words.
Yeah. Olfactory disease.
He's had to learn this for his sales pitch, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, I knew this anyway because of cooking, but the thing with olfactory disease is it's the same thing as when you go for a nice stroll in a field, right? You walk through a field and you can smell cow shit.
I use my fucking feet, not my tongue.
No, right? What happens is you walk through a field and you can smell cow shit, right? Within
Not
5
bullshit.
minutes of well, real shit, human shit, right? Yeah, but you can smell it, and then within about 5 minutes, you actually forget the smell because your brain goes, "I don't need to learn that smell. I don't need to concentrate on that smell," so it ignores it, which is exactly the same thing that happens with vaping.
Yeah, true.
Instead of being smell, it's being tasted. So once you're tasting that liquid, that first initial vape is incredible. But what happens is maybe 3 days to a week later of vaping that same liquid, and your brain stops forgetting it. And when that happens, you need to refresh it. Vapor's tongue. What are you laughing at?
Somebody says, I think I missed it. Why am I walking through? Where is it?
You obviously
Illusions.
didn't miss it because you seen it and it made you
I
laugh.
seen it. No, it made me laughing. It was why am I walking through it with? Well, it doesn't matter.
And Cyril's put who's tasting cow shit.
If anybody does ever get Vapor's tongue, one of the best things that I ever had was crab sticks and vinegar.
Or black coffee, or something lemony, something to shock the taste buds back, and you'll get it.
For me,
Loads
it's
of vinegar,
mental.
bit of a couple of crab sticks.
What's
I've
that-
actually
what's
washed
the
my
name of
mouth
that
out with
juice
vinegar
that
before,
Shy
you know,
Tots
just
does
to
as
get
well?
that taste back.
What's the name of that juice that Shy Tots does? Jane, what's that juice that you use? Palate cleanser. What is it? What's
Probably
the call?
something
What's it
mental
called?
in it.
It's beautiful.
But when it comes down to vaping daily, when you're on the same kit, same liquid, yes, you can. Now we're very fortunate because we can just go right. Let's
Whiplashed.
just
nice.
knock together a different RDA. Let's just put together an RTA. Let's change the juice. Let's change whatever. Let's put a different build in it, and everything starts to get a little bit more refreshed. Now,
I'm never bored of vaping. It's with me constantly. I even fall to sleep with my vape in my hand, if I'm totally honest with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I
Because
actually
I'm
do that
one of
sometimes
these.
as well.
I'm one of these type of vapors where I'll take a couple of drags, and then that's it. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
I'll
and
have
what
another
I'm
couple
saying
of
is,
bits.
I'm not
It's
saying that I
constantly
can't-
with me wherever I am.
yeah, I'm not saying I can't live without it because I can't live without it. But to use the same kit and the same juice every day, you can get bored. Don't mean you're
don't
going to
under-
stop. It
Still
don't mean you're
don't
going to
understand
stop.
how this went to cow shit. Like, I'm
The best
totally
thing is,
lost, mate.
Alan Vicker is
Like,
on
what
there.
the
And
fuck?
the only thing I've got is like him dragging his foot across the fucking. You know when you have to get it off.
Yeah, when you tried to kick it off.
Yeah,
you
doing
just
doing
dragging
snow
one foot.
angels in cow pat. Oh, there's me vapor's tongue gone.
But yeah, controversial, but yeah, I do. I refresh myself though. That's the difference. That's what I'm trying to get.
What do you do? Turn yourself on and off?
I do. I'll go like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How
I'm
was
sorted.
cycled the Adam?
Unless I'm feeling Inikin and I go like that, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, yeah. That's brilliant about Inikin as well, isn't it? They just confuse every motherfucker. Everybody's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bastard, it's off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, let's just do it 3 times. We're different.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I've just got into menu.
Sat there on top of you. No, can't sell it either.
Right there. The worst one is when that happens. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
A 3D printer behind you.
You start going, fucking hell, where am I in this fucking menu now? Why is that blowing
I
up?
haven't managed to get into an evolve.
Why is it in Chinese?
Yeah.
How the fuck have I put it in temperature control forever?
That's
what I did when I lost Vape drone.
Memory mode that I didn't really know that I had a memory mode. What? Why am I at 300,000 watts? What's happening?
Oh shit, I'm in stealth mode.
Oh, my mod's broke. My mod's broke. I can't see any. Screen's gone. Screen's gone to... No, it's all right. 4 times and press the little button at the bottom. It's come back. No, it's turned round now.
Yeah, it's upside down. Why is it moving? Why can I only see volts?
It was that... What? Eh? It's a fucking...
Those days are gone. You know, like the old iStick days when you used to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit, it's flipped it to voltage.
Yeah.
Oh, man, fucking
Why won't me volts go above 4? I normally run it at 9.
Stealth mode. What a fucking stupid idea that is.
It's about as good as a puff counter.
It is,
I love that, Alan Vickery. You forgot you had memory mode.
You forgot you had memory mode. I did. And it's the same as, I think it's Lost Vape. They actually do, so you can have multiple users with memory mode. So if you're user 1 or user 2...
Power curve.
People are using my fucking mod, it's just me.
You know, I've never used memory modes in any of the mods that I've reviewed. I don't see the fucking point.
I've never used stealth mode either.
Yeah.
So Vic, you know, now that you're back in your room with your backdrop, will you do me a favour? You know your juice reviews and your kit reviews, will you start doing temperature control test again?
Oh,
You're the
God.
only person I ever used to watch who used to go, that's 40 watts. That's 100 degrees. I know. I've tasted it before.
Let us know, anybody who actually uses temperature control.
Yeah, I've never.
I haven't got a
never,
clue how
ever.
it works.
I
Not a
think
clue.
temp control's basically died off. There's a
Oh yeah.
handful
Hey,
of people
do you know
still
what?
using
The best thing that's come from temperature control is all of these pod kits that read when they're dry. So you know when you have a vape and it'll flash at you because it's dry.
Yeah.
That's the only place that temperature controls ever come into place.
Paul Inchcliffe. Temp control, yes, central heating.
Yeah, that's
Hive,
it.
ladies and gentlemen, Hive. Or Google Nest.
Steam plugs. Temp control is for people that iron their shoelaces. That comment deserves a biscuit.
those
Well
It
done.
does. You've just won the internet, brother. That's good. Irons and shoelaces. It is. It's just one of the things that you think I'm quite happy with wattage. I'm all right. But they did come out with a part. I can't remember who it was. Was when it told you when you were too low and it was going to burn your coil out. But obviously,
Yeah.
Never seen the point.
Cracking
of temp
question,
control.
Sean. Thank you very, very much.
is temperature control better with something like mesh?
Titanium and stainless steel.
Don't vape titanium. You're asking for problems.
Well, yeah, but Ni200, nichrome, and all that as well.
Nickel 200 or stainless steel. I mean, temp control only really comes in handy if you're doing mouth to lung with a rebuildable tank, because certain NET juices don't react well if they go above a certain temperature. So you've got to watch for that. But for cloud chucking with big tanks like this, I don't see the point in temp control. Honestly, don't.
Listen, if you're running high wattage, if you're running high wattage, you are. I believe that if you're running high wattage, you're ready for a dry hit if it's going to happen anyway, because you're running it high. So you know to keep it saturated, you know to keep dripping, you know, and then if you don't, you're an idiot.
Or in my case, you forget to drip and you just keep vaping and then get a mouthful of burnt fucking cotton. That's why I don't like drippers and use tanks.
Cracking question. William Dobson writes in,
Well, we are.
Bluff, Planet Shuffle. Age, can't remember. And so this long arse epic journey continues, but now it's going at a shell bar pace. A bit like what you would call a snail on Earth. As we are in the Tesco asteroid belt, to all casters of the #1 vape show.
Did you struggle with Tesco?
No, because what he's wrote it as is
Tess.
No, he's wrote it as Tesco, so it's not Tesco, and we're not.
Tesco.
No,
Tesco.
what he's actually spelt it wrong, so it threw me out even more. He's put the TESSCO.
I'm surprised you didn't already know this because you normally cheat and read the questions first.
No, I've only
I
read
haven't.
one. I read one and thought that's harsh. I don't really
I
want to
actually
read into
haven't
this.
this week. There was 15, mate. There was 15. I couldn't be asked.
that's what it were. To the casters of the #1 vape show, #1, with things getting back to relative normality and Vix is once again on the tramadol, but for some reason won't take them and mix it up with alcohol at Expo, which personally I think is what the vaping world would love to see. Do you think anything else apart from the Dovpo release at the Expo? Will there be anything else you are looking forward to?
There's 2 drippers being released at the expo that I know about.
Oh.
Again, can't say anything NDAs and shit like that, but there is a number of
After show, Vic.
there's a number. Do we have an after show?
No.
There's a number. There's a number. I think it's either 1 dripper or 2 drippers being released at the expo. There's that new bit of kit from Dovpo. I think there's a couple of single and dual battery mods getting released, and that's all that I know about.
I can speak for me and Aiden.
Thanks, Connor.
Just got her.
You know, with that we agree with Pugs.
Oh yeah, the bar. The bar.
There's a little bit of a thread followed through for this question. Apparently, that's Ben Martin replied with, that stand is going to be rammed. 5 new devices by my count. William Dobson, yeah, there was going to be a release with a Bogan collab as well. It will be busy. From what I gather, Dovpo will have the Tribute and Bogan mod. BP's will have the Amp Borrow and new Lightsaber external battery. Across Vape have the Ethos Dual Bay Borrow with Bogan on the side and with Grim Green coming over too. Vapor's Cloud will be with Sam, so Grim will probably be around there hanging. It will
Yeah,
be
Paulie fucking does as well. Vic does agree that it's the #2 battle show.
Yeah, dickhead.
What? What?
Go on another show and tell us that we're fucking shite. You'd rather be on there, wouldn't you, Vic?
I wonder we're on his fucking own most of the weeks.
He's sat in a call going,
Oh,
I'm not bringing them 3 with me. But I'll be there. When is it? Thursdays? Yes, sound.
Pug said he agrees with Vic 100%.
Of course you do, Bugs.
Good night, Alan. Take care.
But yeah, there is going to be a number of what we would consider hobbyist vaping devices. That's not to say there's not going to be a lot of disposables there, because there are. There's going to be disposables there, but we're not looking at a repeat of what happened last May. We're not.
No.
There's more stuff for the hobbyists there. There is.
Yeah, and it was something that when the first Expo come back, I did it on the blog, and it said it's a start.
Yeah.
And if we don't keep following it through and keep turning up to these events, it won't get back to how it actually was. And these companies, you've got to think as well, with the lockdown, are just getting back to being able to afford to rebuild new stuff.
Oh yeah.
Rebuild new stuff. Yeah, that's proper good, Ed. I knew what I meant.
Oh fuck, that's Lemon Meringue. That's the wrong one. Shit.
Yeah.
Racking question.
Question.
So,
Where the fuck did I put my black
I
van?
love you, me in. Class that.
But I am going to apologise, right? Because I'm going to try and pronounce your surname. So if you're in chat, please give us the right one, and the right pronunciation for it.
There it is. No, it's not. It's empty.
I love it when this happens.
So
I hope
his
it's not
first,
a lob on.
don't, because it might as well be. It's Bart Cockheit.
What?
Spelled
That's a pretty awesome name, to be honest.
It's spelled COCKHEIJJT.
It's Dutch.
Yeah, I know.
Cockeyed.
Cockheit.
So is that cockeyed?
Is it Cockheit? Cockheit.
Right, it would be. What is you?
Yeah, almost correctly said.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's back plus in chat.
Oh, but
I don't know if it's the same thing in the Netherlands, but I don't know around the UK, people used to get named after the job that they did.
Yeah, like Cooper and Smith and stuff.
To be fair, no.
Don't talk to Mike about that conversation. We've had this conversation before. Me and Mike Collins.
That's an after show one.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Vic. I'm dipping my toes into RTA, coming from Pods. Any good advice for an easy to start, hassle-free RTA, and what to look for and or avoid? I vape 70/30 fruity flavors, DIY like Heisenberg, Ragnarok, etc. Also, I'm on a Vupu Argus P&P with the VM1 coil, and those last me about 2 days. So I'm looking into something that costs me less on coils.
So basically he's looking for an easy to coil and easy to wick RTA. I'd go with a single coil tank first of all.
Any of those?
That's the Mike Vapes Blaze Solo. Just reviewed it. Fucking phenomenal tank. Phenomenal.
And that's
tank.
the Geek Vape Zeus X.
Yeah, the Zeus X is banging.
Zeus X.
Zeus X is incredibly forgiving. Top airflow.
Zeus X is incredibly forgiving. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
It's very fulfilling.
When you take your computer to PC world, is
you
it?
climb in that
Zeus X.
lion tank.
I
Honestly.
accept it. I accept that.
You climb in that lion cage. You know what I mean? It's very forgiving sex.
Exactly. Exactly.
Again,
Just watch out for the claws and the teeth.
Yeah.
Steve was saying about Steam Crave. Steam Crave, yeah, they are simple to build. You've just got to get that wicking right. If you don't get that wicking quite right, then you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, if you don't get the wicking right, you're going to have this tank dumping 20 mil of your juice all over your fucking table. So you've got to be very careful.
Honest, you've just got to practice and practice and practice. But it is fucking brilliant. It is a brilliant. Once you get the wicking and the building of that off, the flavour's amazing.
So another one that I just really want to touch on. So the P&P VM1 coils lasting you about 2 days because you're using 70/30 through it. VM1 is perfect for 50/50. Anything higher will rinse through a coil.
And you need to remember as well, he could be...
What's this about? What did he put about the P&P?
So he's also using an Argus with a P&P tank with the VM1s. Now, VM1s are the 0.3 ohm, right? Although they're really quite low, the wicking holes on the side of the P&P VM1 are really small. So 70/30 struggles to get through it.
But also, what I'd do as well is I wouldn't actually use the Vupu ones. I would go and get the rebuildable ones.
The Watofo Smart Coil.
So these cost you, I think it's about £7, and I think you end up getting about 6 coils out of it.
Yeah.
You can pick with all its different mesh and everything, and it's rebuildable. So you build it yourself, and it's very, very simple. I did have a video up from it, but YouTube took it down because apparently I was selling them, which I wasn't. I did an open the actual box of it. But go and have a look on YouTube for the rebuildable Watofo ones, and they
I think Flat Cap's got a video on it.
I think saving money wise, I think that cotton that you use as well, Aidan, is fucking banging.
Oh yeah.
The stuff
because you get no waste, you get zero wastage. Zero wastage, man.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's 3 mil, and you just pull it through, and it's really, really good cotton, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
But like I said, the biggest thing is zero wastage. If you get your cotton in a bag, you open the bag, it's like that. You know what I mean? Pulling it out, you've got to trim it down to the right size and all that kind of shit. And you do lose loads of fucking cotton.
You do. And
I still like my cotton gods though.
I
like the cotton gods.
I love cotton gods.
Again, when you're going through it and you're having
you need to tease it out and all the rest of it.
Again, if you sort of like get that that line of hard cotton, you know, where they put it in the thing, you get that sort of line, don't you?
Yeah.
That doesn't wick very well. Where with this stuff is you don't get it. It's just pure
It's all fluffy.
fluffy.
Like fluff.
And again, if
Floof.
floof, you can cut it down or double it up if you need to. It's good stuff. And I think it's roughly around about £3.
Oh yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap,
£3,
and it lasts a
yeah.
long time.
Modern day Muji.
Basically,
I think you get. I think it must be about 5 meters of it. It's a lot of damn cotton.
Cracking question, Bart. Thank you very much for writing in. I love this name, Alistair Smytheman. Oh, so
That's
English.
a proper.
What a name. Table for Smytheman.
That is a class name.
It is, isn't it? That man must be.
It's like a
classy as
double
fuck.
agent name. That.
He vapes a Smock Guardian. He smokes a Smock
Oh!
Guardian.
Well done, mate.
That should know
oils?
better.
What
oil
oils
does
do
he
you
have?
use? From the
What
deep,
oil?
from the deepest, darkest bowels of Sherwood, I raise my wary head and ask, why is it so hard to find rebuildable supplies in B&M stores these days? I know we're a small breed, but surely it can't just be the tinternet that feeds our insatiable hunger for new shiny things. And of course, coils.
there's a big reason why you don't see Vaporized, VPZ now, or Totally Wicked, or any of the chain stores. If you're lucky enough to have an independent vape shop close to you, there's a better chance they've got rebuildables.
Oh, he's in chat. Smytheman, it's an Asgard on a scepter, actually.
Oh, an Asgard.
Ooh.
They had the scrotum
Fuck you.
first.
But you could see he was like saying "fuck you" as well with the exclamation marks.
But there's a reason.
He's just took his glove off, slapped me round the face, and challenged me to a duel.
But there's a reason
50
you won't
bases.
see you won't see the likes of Vaporized, VPZ, or Totally Wicked do rebuildables. Now they used to a long fucking time ago, but the problem is a lot of the staff that are being hired by these big chain stores, they only know about pods or they only know about stock coils. You ask them anything about batteries, they won't have a clue. You ask them anything about rebuildables, they won't have a clue. So VPZ made the decision, I think it was back in 2019, to basically get rid of all the rebuildable supplies they were doing. That's why you don't see them there now.
Back Vic up on this. The local shop that's near me, they didn't want anybody to actually know anything about vaping. Because they don't want them to go, well, buy that one because that's better than that one. They want somebody to come in and go, oh, I'll have that one. I think that's totally wrong from a vape shop.
I'm going to let you into a little
You
secret.
need somebody who knows what they're doing and be able to push them in the right direction.
Let's give you a nice little secret.
Adam's giving us an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
Most vape shops, and look, I'm talking on my own beliefs, not on the beliefs of the shop. Most vape shops should push someone into rebuildables. And the reason being, right, margin is not very high in kits and coils, cotton or anything like that. Margin is high in liquid, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's because we get given an RRP that we have to sell that liquid to. Now, because of that, and we know this as the we know this. We know this as the hobbyists, right? How much liquid do you go through when you sub-ohming? How much liquid do you go through when you're dripping?
A lot.
You think back in the day, before high nicotine and everything else, we could go through 30ml bottles in the space of a couple of days. If
Easy.
A day, easy.
If that.
Makuyatsu Bolt.
Yeah, and the thing is, nowadays, if more people moved into that, there'd be more margin in it for the shop, right? There'd be more margin in it for the shop. So why wouldn't we want people to buy more liquid? Now, the problem that we're having at the minute, Mr. Smytheman, and I will call you by your proper name, my sir, is that the market is driven by the people who are coming in and buying. So, as we were stating at the beginning of the shop, beginning of the show, what's going to happen is very shortly we are seeing the resurgence, which means we will see that those products start to come in, which will mean that we need to buy the we need to buy the coils, the cotton, the build kits, the ultrasonic cleaners, and everything else.
fuck off bottles of juice.
I don't think bricks and mortar have really ever been massive on even holding cotton.
No, they haven't.
Or wires and stuff like that.
We've got loads.
Yeah, but the shops that I've been in, especially around Doncaster and other vape shops, if you sat down and said to them, have you got some cotton? They're like, no, because that's not what a lot of 90% of the vapors come in for. They're coming in to, obviously years ago it was CE4s and all stuff like that and single lights. They're coming in for coils. They're coming in for the juice. Where us more who are, again, more, we've learned that you rebuildables, it's cheaper. Build your own coil, re-wick it yourself. A lot of these people who go into bricks and mortar, or what I feel, are just going there to buy the coil. A lot of them are stock coil tanks.
Basically, it's the mainstream vapor you're talking about. The mainstream vapors. Yeah.
But we got. I believe that we're going to see that resurgence. We're going to start seeing that comeback.
But it'd be really nice though to see people in. I'm not saying this is all vape shops. People who are in vape shops, such as yourself, Bunny, Mark, where they actually tell them, "Well, look, do you know what you can actually do? You can get an RTA and you can wrap it around. You don't have to have the proper tool. You can wrap it around a fucking."
This is what I were on about when I said to you that the resurgence of the vape reviews and everything else are actually in turn could come back because of that. Because do you know what? I, for one, didn't go to find knowledge in a vape shop originally. I went onto the internet and I went to have a look on reviews and I went to have a look on tutorials and everything else. And I think it will resurge very, very, very slowly, but surely.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I really, and I would, again, bricks and mortar not stocking cotton.
Well, they'll get there. Slowly but surely. I think it is definitely one of them that the people behind the counter are idiots 9 times out of 10. I'm not mentioning no shops. I'm not mentioning no shops, but I can promise you we've got loads in Chesterfield that they're absolute flids, just stood behind counter going, have that pod.
The thing is, you can't have people. Again, this sods the vape. Not so much the community, but vaping up. It sods it up because the places where we should be able to get the support from, they should be able to give them proper training about what it is. This is where you're getting idiots buying mech mobs.
Always happened, always will happen.
I said this before, right? I went to the US, I went to Florida, and went to a vape shop local. Walked in, selling mech mods, and it was before I was kind of into it, and that they wouldn't touch the mech mod. You just buy it. They wouldn't give you any information. Nothing. And I genuinely think, right, if you're selling mech mods, you should be able to do a little bit of an explanation of kind of safety precautions. Yes, Ohm's law. You should be able to do a little bit of kind of explanation, but they're not allowed to do fucking anything.
Yeah, they're not.
Nothing.
They're not.
Nothing. And that doesn't just go for mechs. That goes for RTAs, RDAs, any kind of vape device. They weren't allowed to give any information on anything.
Yeah,
you just came in, bought your shit, and fucked off.
Yeah,
and that was the way it was. I couldn't fucking believe it.
It's battery safety and making sure that. I always said this as well. There were a lot of shops you went into. They'd have posters up of say juices and bits and bobs. There's nothing up there like battery safety. Do you know your Ohm's law? These sort of things need to be put up on bricks and mortar.
Yeah.
And this is why we've said this loads of times. I don't want to make it where they have to pay thousands of pounds for a license, but I think vape shops, once we clear them all out of like your Tesco's and things like that, a vape shop should have a license that the people know what they're actually doing. It could be a one-off license, but the owner has to then have an accountability, the same as, you know, like when you've got bar staff on, who you can sell it to, you can't sell it to. And it then gives you some sort of what's the word? Validity, is it? No.
Validation.
Validation of vaping.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cracking question. Thank you very much.
That's exactly what I'm on about, Ben M.
Good night, Gail.
Says he watches a Jay Hayes video where a customer comes into a shop asking how to use it. He wouldn't even touch the device in case he was liable for it going wrong.
Oh yeah,
and that was exactly the kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I know how to use a mech. I know how to build on a mech. But safely and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't need the information. But the fact that he never even he was just kind of straight in there, boom. Like, he's what it is. Oh, can you show me the tank? You know what I mean? No, we're not allowed to touch it. What?
But I know we spent a long time on this one question, but again, one of the lads that got into the shop round the corner, then put a thing up in the window that he was going to build RDAs, RTAs, and charge him a tenner. Right?
Right.
So I went in there and I went, look, you can't do that. And he went, why can't I? I went, well, what about if that person walks out, you've built an RTA at whatever resistance, and then he puts it on a mech mod or something goes wrong and it goes bang.
Yeah.
You're liable for that. You haven't got insurance to do it. You can't do that. You can't build it for him.
They should still be able to give some kind of information, though, surely.
No, I'm quite happy in the information. And say, look, this is. But if you're having to talk through somebody who's buying a Met mod about what you've got to build, you're in trouble. But obviously, RDAs and stuff like you can talk them through it. But I won't be putting coils.
I mean, the vape shop that I go to don't sell mechs because they say we don't know how to build on a mech. Why would we sell a mech? Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, and that's
which I agree
actually
with,
a good
to be brutally
thing.
honest.
Yeah, that's a good thing though. Because the worst thing that you want is someone who doesn't know what they're doing, who's claiming they know what they're doing, and then selling it.
Yeah.
We've got 126,650 mech mod, right, old school in the clearance that it's been going for 15 quid for God knows how long, and that's because everyone who walks in and goes, that looks good, I go, no, don't bother. And they go, why? And I go, because I've seen you walk in here about 4 times. You walk around with your pod kit. You're going to pick that up. You're going to blow yourself up. And they go, nah. Yeah. And I go, yes, you will. And they go, what can I get then? And then you have to give them the information.
The amount of times I've given devices to people, and it's, this isn't working anymore. I says, how are you charging it? With my phone charger.
Device.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Don't charge it with your phone charger. That's what they're doing with devices like that. Stick it in, and nowadays, I know we spoke about this again loads of times. These fast chargers, 5,000 whatever mile batteries, the fast chargers.
Fry it.
Ben,
Fry
pop in. Yeah. Pop in. I'll show it you. I loved it. Ben came into my vape shop. First time he walked in, he's like that.
And I'm like, expecting to be like that.
No. Do you know what? It's one of them things. I'm like, he went, I've just been watching you. I went,
what, through the window?
A lovely guy. Absolutely lovely guy is Ben. Next question. Mr. Paul Doling writes in.
Mr. Paul.
Back living under Bentley Bridge in my tent, as I don't like living down south.
I'll drop it off, son.
Because I don't like living down south. They all talk funny. Jackie, did you hear that? Simple question. What would be a decent borrow RBA for the Pulse AIO? And good to see you lads back. I just use the Pulse AIO borrow in there.
Decent one for the Pulse? That's a good question. Because there's so many fucking borrows out there now.
Yeah, there are. There's so many.
I haven't even delved into the borrow market, so
I'd go for one of the more open ones from BP Mods and Dovepot. That's what I would do. There's 3 different ones. Go for the one, I can't remember the fucking names now, but there's the middle one which you can do restrictive direct along. They came out with a third one that was fully open, but the problem is they never got the airflow hitting the coil quite right, so the flavour was a little bit lacking.
Yeah.
It was the one that was released before the current one came out. So if you go and take a look at Dovepot and BP Mod's website, it's the older one. The flavour from that thing was fucking phenomenal. It was.
Has JA's just released one?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think he released his couple of weeks ago. The Hayes borrow.
Yeah, Billy Lee bought the Tita X RBA. I've been looking at that myself.
Oh, I've got the Tita X under the desk waiting for review.
It looks pretty tidy.
Yeah,
is Pud's looking after it?
Yeah, Pud's looking after it right now until I kick him out.
Sound.
Cracking question, Paul. Thank you very much.
Pud's has got the fucking Tita.
Yes,
that's favoritism. That
you just wait till fucking have that, dickhead.
You just wait till you start rubbing his legs. You're gonna have all sorts while you're down there. Are you ready for this one? And this has been a while, and it's lovely to see some people in the chat like absolutely love it. It is I, Mr. McPube.
Oh shit! No way!
It's been a strange few months in the Pink Panthers. I've gotten grey and old, and the big tree is rotting away, and has become permanently damp and soft.
Oh.
I haven't seen daylight in months, and with all the creepy crawlies, it's like the Amazon jungle down here. To all casters, it's 2018. Disposables do not exist mainstream. And an unknown company called Elf come to you with the concept of Elf Bar disposables. They want your name on the product. 1, do you put your name on it? 2, what would be your opinion on them back then? And 3, what is your opinion now? Thank you, your friendly neighbourhood Irishman.
That's a tricky.
I'd be fucking straight on it.
Welcome
I'd be
back,
fucking
bro.
straight on
I've
it.
got to say, welcome back, bro. It's so nice to see you back in them pink panties.
See, on one side of the flip coin, the amount of units that Elf Bar sold.
I'd be on there.
If you had your name on that, and even if you got something like a 2% cut of everyone sold, you'd be a fucking millionaire by now.
See,
But the problem is, with the problems that disposables are causing right now, would I want my name on a disposable? No. I'd be rich, but I still wouldn't want my fucking name on it.
That's the thing. If you had a time machine, you were able to go back, knowing what you know now. Yeah, you probably wouldn't. I don't think. But
So
I think at the time, as a from a business perspective.
Oh yeah, you'd want the money.
Looking money-wise, yeah, 100% you would.
I would honestly, if we was doing a Back to the Future, we had the almanac and we were able to see what were going to happen, right? I would go back. My name would be plastered all over them, right? And I would then spend my time making sure that they got sold properly, they got done properly, and they got put out there properly. My opinion on them back there would be pretty clever, isn't it? Throwawayable device. As long as it was like fully recyclable and you were able to put your own spin on them kind of things, that would be your opinion back then. My opinion now, and my opinion has swung, I am not going to lie, right? I was always dead against them. Always dead against them. They have their place, right?
Which is a bin.
Yeah.
But they have their place. And the problem is, it's the people that use them, not the product that's the problem. Guns don't kill people, rappers do.
Rappers do. Top of the shop. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Right there, William. Right there.
But it's exactly the same with disposables.
I'm gonna tell you now, and Mark said it millions of times, my brother. If we went back to the beginning of when the vaping started and disposables were the actual thing, I think there'd be more people who swapped over to vaping. Because what do you do with cigarettes? You open the packet up, you smoke it.
He said that on my vlog from Expo last year.
It's exactly the thing. You open it up, you use it. There's no filling, there's no charging. No, once it's gone, you put it into the bin. Yes, the bit of the recycling and stuff like that, the battery, all that stuff, totally agree with. But it is the easy way of quitting from smoking and then moving them on, obviously. But yeah, I'd have put my name on it.
All over it.
All over
I'd have had a
it.
picture of myself like that.
So if you went back in time from now, Aiden, like you know what you know now, would you have put your name on it still?
I would still put my name on it, yes. And what I'd do is I'd try and implement that it was obviously more recyclable, if that's a word.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
And the actual way it actually works. You know how you can get rid of stuff and blah blah blah. And I don't think the disposable is the. You got to think we did this about pod systems. These are now everybody loves them. Everybody said exactly the same about that. It's not the idea that's wrong. It's the way it's implemented. You've got shops that shouldn't be selling it, and you've got snide ones, and you've got kids getting hold of them. It's the way it's all done, which is the problem.
Have you seen what that Andy Smith said? A mate of his has just used the batteries out of disposables to make a power bank.
There you go.
Well, they are rechargeable.
That's epic. Yeah, I've got to be honest. That's
Yeah,
fucking
they
brilliant.
are rechargeable. Lithium ions, they're rechargeable.
We'd all be millionaires, though.
We would be.
I just think, I agree with I agree with what everyone said. With regards to what it's done to kind of the YouTube side of shit. If I could go back now, I wouldn't put my name on it at all, because I think you'd be sat there now. I think you'd be sat there now with, after having this massive amount of income coming in from these disposables, sitting there with your ass making buttons, shitting its pants, right? Thinking, are they going to ban him?
I'd still be swimming in my swimming pool full of notes like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would put my name in the first instance. I probably would have put my name on it. Yeah, business wise, yeah, be a fucking class idea. Make a fucking fortune.
Shit.
You know when they started talking as well about the whole sort of like being able to, what's it called, recycle. You've got to think they fucked that up when it came down to 10ml bottles.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh yeah.
The millions of these.
You can't recycle them either, because they're tainted with nicotine. So it's straight
we're
to
already
landfill.
screwed with that. Why did they mess around with glass bottles, which had 30ml in them with nicotine in them?
I love them old drippers, me. Oh,
I don't know, bring them back, because you could actually recycle glass,
Yeah,
can't
these
you?
fellas, the glass bottles with the drippy things in them.
I love that. I love them, me.
You can recycle the glass.
Yeah, see, Adam's got one. Yep.
I've got a couple down.
Well, I haven't.
That's vintage. That's absolute vintage.
It looks well steeped.
Yeah. Honestly, we'd all be sat there crying into £50 notes, lighting £50 notes from a blown up mech mod like that.
Wiping your asshole and shit.
Oh, mate, I would, just to see what it feels like. And
Well,
I'd
yeah,
want
I've
him
got
to
to be honest. I've got to be honest. I totally disagree. I don't think you'd make that. I don't think you'd make retirement money on it. I don't think you'd have made retirement
You're right
money
in
on
the
it.
head, son.
Not if you just put your name to it. I don't think you would make retirement money.
If you've got 2% of every sales, or even just 10 pence from every disposable that's been sold.
Yeah.
There was a
From one
like
brand of one disposable.
Health bars massive
yeah.
all over the world.
It was some kind of public notification that Trading Standards brought out, and I think it was around about October, November of last year. It was an infographic, probably made in PowerPoint by some guy that didn't have a fucking clue how to make
Probably
graphics.
Ollie.
And just in the month of November alone, 1 month, there was over 250 million disposables sold in the UK
All right,
market.
fuck it. Sign me up.
Yeah, exactly. Sell out with the rest of us.
Sign me up.
You
Okay.
don't be the moral one out of us four at that time, right? We're all going, Sean, we'd be fucking millionaires.
Because
You're
you
going
need
now.
to remember here, a lot of folks that use disposables go through one whole disposable every single day.
Hey.
I've never really paid attention to disposables that much, but if that's how many sold, I swear to God,
Sign me
I
up,
will.
put my name in one.
Yeah, put my name on the cunt. In fact, just don't even put my name on it. Just I don't know, do whatever you want with it. Just
Just have a picture of your nipple and call it a Jeff bar.
Yeah, a Jeff Bar. Yes, that is it. Any
Just have a
companies out
brown
there that are
drip tip.
watching, any companies that are out there watching now will have a Jeff Bar.
It needs to have one of them rubbery, one of them rubbery feels, Nip. Them rubbery feeling
A
grip
rubbery,
tips.
lumpy feel.
This is rubbery.
An areola feel. Yeah.
Irishman,
Let's do this
cracking
shit.
question. Thank
Let's
you
do
very,
this
very much.
shit.
We've just found out that 3 of us are sellouts until you find out how much you could sell out for.
And then there's
Chris
4 of
joins
us.
Yeah. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Game on.
Craig Welsh writes in. Bought a bottle of iced tea for lunch. Twisted the lid off,
Nice
but
one.
couldn't drink it because it said refrigerate after opening.
I love that
Now
bloke.
it's just chilling out in my fridge. What
Don't
should I
open a
do?
fart.
I'm getting thirsty.
Roll him a fart.
What?
Fucking classic,
Okay,
that one.
read that question again. I never got that.
So he's bought an iced tea, and then he's opened it up, and he says, once opened, refrigerate it.
What should he do now? He's getting thirsty.
I can smell it.
Drink normal tea and don't drink iced tea because iced tea's fucking
Can
disgusting.
smell. Can
I'd
smell the
probably
diabetes.
I'd probably wait and knock one out for a bit.
We've got to that point of the night.
That's a weird question.
Connor Smith writes in.
I still don't know what the question was.
You don't need to. Connor Smith
Not the
writes
question.
in.
You don't know the answer. That's the problem.
No, I don't know the question. Genuinely.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Joke.
All right.
Connor Smith writes in. Question for all casters. How excited are you for Expo and how much are you drinking?
I am going to be
Aiden,
drinking. I am going to be
Aiden, I'll
drinking.
leave this one to you, son.
Yeah, how much are we drinking? Aiden, over to you.
I don't even drink. I don't know what you're on about.
Karen.
I've
What are you
never,
drinking
ever,
tonight, Aiden?
I've never drank at Expo ever.
I am going to be drinking, which means I'm not taking any tramadol with me. Instead, I'm going to be taking cocodamol and
I
ibuprofen.
thought it
Like
was.
Sonny said cocodamol, I thought cocaine were coming out.
I thought this is gonna be a proper party weekend for Vic. Can you imagine his vlog going?
How much does it weigh? How much does it weigh?
He don't give a shit how much it weighs. He got 3 for 100.
But oh yeah, I shall be partaking in the beverages at the hotel.
Yeah,
On the
I
Thursday, like we did last time.
Oh my god,
On the
yes.
Thursday. Oh my god, you waddling off the bed, man. It was fucking hilarious. Can you
I
remember,
was-
Aiden?
I was fucking
Mate, I
rough on
turned
Friday
up about
morning.
5:30 and you were already slozzled.
Because
okay.
this was last May for the folks that don't know. Last
The
May,
last,
it was,
the last May, yeah.
I met up with Jenny first, and then me, Jenny, and Nick went in, and Sean here already had the beers lined up for us, and I thought, oh
Yeah.
well, that's a bad sign right there.
You've got to remember, Vic's only short. It's
know
about
what,
cockeye.
Do you know what pissed me off so much about that, right? I was ringing Jenny, I was ringing Nick, I was ringing you. I was saying, what the fuck do you want for a fucking drink? I'm getting the drinks in now. I can't be asked to get up again.
I turned up literally outside the Premier Inn and Vic's like that.
I was like,
Because that's how he reads his phone.
I was fucking.
I went, you
gone.
alright, mate? He went, yeah, I'm really yeah. We were lolled.
I was fucking gone, and that was Thursday fucking afternoon, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
I think me, Aiden. I think it was me, Aiden, Jenny, Nick, Paul. I
Well,
think
he
that was
went to
it.
bed early
Sat-
because he wasn't well.
There was a lot of us sat up at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was fucking mad that night. Crazy as fucking. It hadn't even started.
Yeah.
It hadn't even started. It was a class night.
Yeah, no, I do partake in a couple of beers when we're there. It's always the fun of it.
But how much are you drinking this time?
Well, it depends how much.
That
you
was the
think we have.
question. It
It depends on how much they've got.
You know me, I don't leave until it's finished.
It depends on the size of the back of Grizz's van.
Yeah. I don't drink a lot.
Karen.
Actually,
Karen.
not anymore, Kevin, because I'm now wearing varifocal, so I don't need to do that with my fucking phone anymore. I'll just do that instead.
Unless he's really fucking pissed.
You know you're
Where's the
getting old when you've
bifocals
got
gone?
to
They're on your
varifocals.
head.
You want to know how much these fuckers cost, by the way?
Oh,
this
they
is
did.
one of the fucking reasons where I
Fucked
kind
it now, Aiden.
where I kind of miss not being on the fucking sick, because when you're on disability, you get the lenses paid for, but you need to pay for the frame. If you're not in disability and you're self-employed, or what, fucking 400 quid these costed. What
Bloody
the
hell.
fuck for fucking glasses?
You've got diabetes.
What?
You've got diabetes.
Yeah,
I can
type
smell
2
it.
though.
No,
You-
you've got diabetes, so you get free.
No,
I'd
you
rather
don't. It's
walk
only if
into
you type.
walls.
It's if you're type 1.
I thought if you got type 2, you got it free.
No, it's type 2. Type 2 I've got.
I'd have rather walked into walls than pay
Yeah.
400 quid for a pair of glasses. Like,
I think we've got enough time for one more.
We haven't. We're empty.
Oh, we're empty because we're not doing a giveaway, because I still need to sort out the giveaway stuff.
Bye,
So-
everyone.
And now we're down to
what,
3
to
people
be fair
watching.
though, what a show it's been. It's been class.
Yes.
Yeah, I've enjoyed
yes,
it.
has.
It's nice to all 4 of us back.
So
the
next
UK's
week
number
for,
one
for
vape show.
the May the 4th be
Yeah,
with you,
Pogs.
we're gonna be deep diving a little bit more into the expo and what to do, what to bring for all the people that have never been to one before. I know there's a
Comfy
couple
shoes and water.
yeah,
Yeah,
shoes and water.
100% water.
I know there's a
Definitely
couple
bring
of
water.
people said earlier on that this is going to be their very first expo, so we're going to be deep diving of the expo do's and don'ts for the Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you edition. No, we're not fucking dressing up either. No.
I am. I'm going to come as Jabba the Hutt.
Hey, excuse me, Vic. Don't tell me what to fucking wear.
Well, we're going to
I'm a
dress up
Wookiee.
for fucking Star Wars Day.
As if Vic's just
not
told me
really.
what to wear.
I think if I did it, I think I'd come as Princess Leia.
You should all wear bras again.
Oh, can you remember that when we all wore bras?
Yeah, it was class. We all suited it though, to be fair.
The thing is, that was the one that got me. The fact that Aiden literally just sat there going,
Aiden loved it. Like he
Yeah,
was,
he did.
I would chafe
proper-
it a bit.
He filled it as well. You filled it as well, just like I did. We filled our missus's bras.
I've got a lovely pair of boobs.
I have as well. They're fucking awesome.
I'm 45-year-old and they're still perked.
it's still a beer.
You got to think about it. I'm never alone, but they're just hairy.
Yeah, that's why you have to do it on top of your t-shirt.
It's like I've just got a French prostitute. Oh no, they're German, aren't they?
Just offend them all.
European hooker.
Stuart, bra stream, best 400 I spent.
Yeah, you did, yeah, didn't he? Yeah,
He did.
£400.
Was that the Vic? Was that your charity live, Vic, or ours? Was
I
that
think it was yours.
was it the Misfits charity
I think
live?
it was the Misfits one, yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
think
all
it might have
with
been.
bras on.
No, it
Just-
wasn't. It was Vic's.
I just remember
It was
wearing
Vic's,
a
I think
bra.
it was. Or was it? No, it wasn't. It was the run up to the Misfits charity live, and we said we would put bras on.
Yeah.
Right.
It was the run up to the Misfits charity live. It was. I remember now.
Do you know what?
Oh, fucking hell.
I did a charity thing at work and big pub. There were like 500, maybe more than that, people there, and it was for cancer research. And they were waxing people's chests, so they went, right, we're going to get AD to do it, DJ. So I had to sit on this fucking stool, and I thought there were only going to be a couple of people. They didn't. About 150 people came up and ripped the shit out of me.
Oh.
You know, because you're fat as well, you know, you start getting a bit conscious about yourself, you start sweating.
Yeah.
So I'm literally dripping out my fucking armpits, and they're ripping my hair out. Just ripping bits out of me.
I'd have fucking loved that.
Yeah.
Well, you're kinky, I'm not.
Yeah.
You would have if they'd have pulled Jeff off.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't have been happy about that. Jeff wouldn't have been happy either. He'd
Well,
been
of course, he
fucking
just had a fucking
livid.
haircut he didn't ask for.
Oh yeah, Jeff wouldn't be happy.
He had a haircut. He just
Definitely wouldn't be
had
happy.
My eyes.
B drop. Cheers,
Something
Chico,
wrong
because
with
I'm
my
running out your coils, Chico. I've used all of them.
Big shout out to Chico as well. What he did put in earlier.
He hasn't been well.
He hasn't been very well. So he's back to everything he says on Monday. So yeah, big shout out to Chico.
Big love, bro.
Hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Paul, me.
Yes, Paul, we are.
Well,
Those
three of us
three
are
are.
going. Adam's not going because his van's broke down.
Man's dead.
I'm gonna.
Well, it's not.
piggyback.
It's going to be fixed. It's just expensive.
Very
He's shouting
expensive.
piggyback. He's been shouting piggyback for the last 2 weeks. Piggyback.
So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it. I am 100% planning to go to the October one.
Yeah,
One
if
of
I'm
the
not,
biggest
if
things
I'm,
as well, in it. You know, I think that's the other thing that we've got to kind of touch on is how much it costs to actually go.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it
This
is,
is fucking-
it is expensive for us lot, innit? Like when
we
we're going
went-
for the
so-
full weekend.
You lot stayed at Premier Inn. We stopped at that murder hotel.
Oh my god! I can remember the video, mate. Oh,
Do you know?
that hotel.
Do you know what? That murder hotel was still £100 and some pound a night. It weren't cheap.
Well, for me, for going there for the in fact, I'm doing what you guys are doing. I'm going there Thursday, leaving on Monday. So I got in there early.
is that what
So-
we're doing as well, Ian?
It is, mate.
Yeah, you're
I
leaving on
didn't know that.
Monday.
And we're
didn't
bringing the
know that.
microwave and selling meals as well, people. If you want them.
I'm bringing a fucking Ninja Jewel.
So it was like 380 something pound for the hotel.
Yeah.
Then there's the fucking, it's like a return train on a Vanti, so it's going to be something like 70 quid return. Then there's going to be 50, 60. You're talking half a grand.
Have you done the meal deal as well then?
No, I'm going to be using Just Eat.
Oh, so well, ours is what's ours? 300 and.
See, he's getting fish and chips. See that fish and chips night, that fish supper that we had that night, when he showed us what a fish supper was. That is exactly what he's doing.
Okay, what an argument that was.
I know, it was fun. There was fucking hell on, wasn't there?
There hell on. Paul McCartney shouting because they didn't explain he's going, I want a fish supper. So that's like a small bit of chips and whatever else you want. So no, we had to order chips and the sausage as well, whatever they had. Well, what's all these chips for? Well, that's what you get.
I think Craig D's just said there you could probably go to Hall of Vape for cheaper. Probably, I don't think you could probably go to Hall of Vape for cheaper.
Yes, you can.
Do you think you could?
Yeah,
really?
but when me and
let's fucking do that.
When me and Chris, because me and Chris Empire went to Hall of Vape in June of 2019, and OK Vape around paid for it, but I costed it out, so it's like half a grand, roughly speaking, for me to go to Birmingham for the weekend. For Hall of Vape for the weekend, £219.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Why has no one told me this?
You've got to think you buy your return flight, which
is cheaper than the train.
Yeah. You've got a hotel,
which is cheaper than UK hotels.
Cheaper than Birmingham. Birmingham prices are skyrocketing.
Yeah, Birmingham rip you off
every year.
No, Zan, I'm not going to put him in the kettle this time.
Here's Craig D, you've ruined my fucking night, son.
I think we should look at that next year. Maybe all of us going to the Hall of Vape because,
Hall of Vape is phenomenal, and the bratwurst in the hall. Oh
yes!
I worked it out. Me and Paul McCartney were going to go.
I'm scared.
Me and Paul were going to go. I think the flights you could get were about £40 return.
Yep, it's cheap.
And then the hotel again was about 128 quid for the weekend.
Yep.
We're not. Yeah. I don't know where I got 28 from, but about 130 quid.
Anyway, should we wrap this up, fellas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do like some sausage bunny.
Oh my god! You should have said that after you wrapped it up. You should have said that after you wrapped it up, man. How many times have we told you?
Sausage.
How many times have we told you to think before you speak, son?
Who we pick on first?
Skiing now, Vic skiing as well.
We will pick on Aiden first.
Big love to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been absolutely fantastic. All four of us back together again on the UK's #1 vape show.
Aye, pugs.
Big love to you all.
Son, eat shit.
Big love to you all. Thank you so much to the Spanners for keeping us nice and safe. It's been absolutely fantastic. And we'll catch you next week, ladies and gentlemen, for May the 4th.
Be with you. On to Mr. Adam from What's That Behind You?
The 3D printer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. And also, thank you for writing into the casters' questions. Do you know what? It's brilliant to have all four of us to sell out. You know we get on the same page when we're going to sell out to Elf Bar altogether the moment Sean finally got round to it and realised how much he could have made.
I'm fucking so pissed off at my answer to that question.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. You've absolutely been amazing. And to see so many people in chat, we don't make this the #1 vape show. You do. #1. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself. Look after you. Zan, my channel is a conspiracy theory, ghostly goings on, and so much more.
I thought we were doing really well there.
I know I was, but that's what my channel is. So, good night. Bye. Fuck off.
That was Adam. On to Mr. Green Screen, Sean Graz.
Right, you watching your watch, son?
Settle down.
Yeah, you're watching your watch, son. Yeah, no, thanks everyone in chat.
I miss Edna.
Thanks everyone in chat. It's been an awesome night. We've had a right good giggle. It's been class. Seeing the four of us back here together again, it's class. I love it. The Misfits, we're down at the moment. We will be back. Not sure where, not sure when, but we will be back. There will be a charity live coming up in August time. So keep your eyes out for announcements on that. Other than that, though, always remember, people, fuck shit and monkey tits.
And I love the Queen.
Yes, Aidan, I do. Love yous, guys. Bye.
And that was it for episode 339 of the UK Vape Show. I'd like to thank everyone for hanging around while the show's been on and off with what with me and the health problems. Big, big, big thanks to, of course, Mr. Sean, Mr. Adam, and Mr. Aidan. Massive thanks to our wonderful, wonderful spanners in the chat. And we will see you all next week for the May the 4th Star Wars special, where we talk about Expo and not about Star Wars, because Star Trek is far better than Star Wars. Oh, I've just started an argument. We're going to end
Drop
the show
it on
there.
that one.
Bye!
Piss flaps.